Today, we find ourselves outside of the last bandit camp in the entire game. There's nothing particularly special about this one, but because it is the last one, it's going to lead us on a few related side quests. So right now we are in the jungles to the south of Meridian, and it seems the scripted rain around just about every bandit camp has finally arrived. So much like the others, I'm just going to edit out all of the stealthing around, because this one took a little bit. So with that done, we actually have a new side quest. And this one involves someone that, we haven't really heard from a whole lot. But with no more bandit camps, I wonder how Nil's gonna take this.
I bet those traitorous Oseram will just conveniently lose Derval to transport to Nils.
So even if this isn't the last bandit camp for you to complete, Nil will just be outside of whatever camp it is that you complete last. And he'll want to talk to you.
It's so bittersweet. Like a smile for bloody teeth.
What's the matter? You look disappointed.
Oh, the bandit clans are gone. I hear another turned back at the southern plains, just at a sniff of the legend we carved.
That's what all this bloodshed was for, to end the bandit threat.
But now there's nothing left to kill. Unless... No.
I guess this is our last farewell.
After all we've been through, this isn't the place for that. There's a mesa south of Meridian with a view of the spear shafts. Meet me there.
So, luckily, the spear shafts are actually pretty close to this bandit camp. Just another reason that I wanted to do this one last. So, as we get to the top of this, there's actually something, I don't know, maybe a little bit worrying, but not totally surprising about Nil wanting to choose this place. Like, sure, it does have a nice view. I'm just a little bit more concerned about, maybe some of the people that were here before him. So probably the most concerning thing isn't that he killed people, because that's not surprising. It's just that these bodies are just labeled corpse. These were probably not even bandits.
Nil, I did wonder on my way here, well, if you were luring me into an ambush.
Where's the fun in that? Some bandit sprawl would never have done for our arena. But this, much better. There's a sense of drama. So, what do you say? How about we try to kill each other?
Wait, you brought me out here to ask if I want to fight you?
To the death. We'll savor it because we only get this one time.
Actually, I don't know what else I expected.
Declining the duel actually just ends the side quest.
If this is how it has to end, Nil.
Everything does. Only... you are so conscientious. I wouldn't want to push you into something that wasn't genuine. Especially death. There's nothing more genuine.
That's very thoughtful of you. Let's finish this.
So, wow, it's kind of a proper, honorable duel from Nil. If you decline the duel twice, he'll just leave, and that's the end of the side quest. But that's not really a good send-off for Nil. So we've accumulated quite a number of different weapons, and we're gonna use a bunch of them. Now, even though the ropecaster wasn't totally effective, Nil now has a giant spike sticking out of his chest. And he is also prone to pretty much everything. So yes, Nil has a bad habit of getting caught in electricity. There's another ammo type that's a little bit surprising. So if you hit him with tear ammo, or just really the ground anywhere around him, he'll just go flying. Now you have a really short window in which you can do a critical hit, and I mean like a half-second window, so I'm not going to be totally concerned with that. Especially when we can use electricity and then just a nice hit to the ankles. But I mean, seriously, come on, Nil, you're not even trying.
Well, they're hunting me.
And that's that.
Oh, don't look so concerned. I should say, I always knew it would end this way. Since we first met. But if I'm honest, I thought I could take you.
Well, I really don't see how you could have thought that, Nil. Either way, that's the end of him. Although, to be fair, he did choose quite a scenic vista. It's a little hard to see during all of the fighting, but these are the spear shafts, and they look pretty cool. But for now, we're actually going to head back to the bandit camp that we just cleared, because there is something else to the south of it. It's not a very long distance, but I don't want to take a mount because there's going to be something or some things waiting for us when we get there. Now, if you remember one of the few times that we talked to Nil, he mentioned that he was at Sunstone Rock, a prison well to the south of Meridian, and that's where we are. You may also remember last time there was a machine that lifted rocks into the air, and we didn't deal with that. Now we're dealing with that.
This must be Sunstone Rock. It's being attacked by machines.
I don't like our chances. You want to tell Warden Geneva we back down? Let's take our chances.
Dealing with behemoths aren't actually all that terrible if it's just a one-on-one fight. The 6 canisters around its head are actually what control its, like, pseudo-psychic abilities, so it's one of the first things and one of the easiest things to target. It also has a giant canister on its stomach. It's the giant round yellow thing. It's pretty hard to miss. It is a little difficult to knock the canister off because the clamps that are holding it in place are on either side of it. So you can see me searching for one right here, but I think they're all gone on this side. So you can see the blinking red lights. Those indicate the clamps that you have to shoot. So once it gets back up, we'll knock that right off. And when it doesn't have the canister on its stomach, a behemoth looks really weird. So let's just finish this one off. You may have also noticed, and you can tell by the health bar in the background here, there is a second behemoth. But thankfully we didn't aggro both at the same time. And it's also got about half of its health already taken off, so that's That's pretty good. So one really cool thing here is that I'm actually inadvertently going to get it charging up its psychic attacks right here. So you can see the canisters opening up. So if we can knock those off, it won't do that anymore. But behemoths are pretty susceptible to the rope caster, so if you have that, it's a good idea to use it. And behemoths are also one of the machine types that give pretty good rewards when you beat them. So it's still kind of worth it to not avoid them. So it looks like the main door is still shut off to Sunstone Rock, but there's a side entrance.
It was a machine lure. We don't know how they got it.
Rosgrund concealed the parts on his person, no doubt.
We searched him. How?
You don't want to know how.
Well, this seems like it's going to be a fun conversation.
Warden Geneva. This is the one who defeated the behemoths.
Outlander. I'm impressed. I don't impress easily. Tell me, how do you fare with hunting living prey?
Haven't had any complaints. Why?
3 dangerous prisoners have escaped. I need my men here, getting the others back in line. None of this would have happened if we dealt with criminals the old way. But I've clashed that gong before, and here I am. And here you are.
What's the old way?
To be buried up to the neck and left for the sun's judgment.
Seems to me like the judgment's already been made.
Not one of them committed another crime.
Who are these dangerous prisoners?
3 from the isolation cages. Don't feel sorry for them. They've lived well off the Sun King's conscience. First is Rosgrund. Oseram trapmaker, hates the Karja, crazy as a loon in heat. Caught in one too many blasts. Or one too few. Then there's Ulia, a Tanakh warrior, if that means anything to you.
Not really. Another tribe?
Reavers, from the south. Bloodthirsty. Some say they're cannibals, but she slurped gruel well enough. And the last is Gavan, a traitor who smuggled weapons to the exiles.
Compared to the other 2, this one doesn't seem so bad.
He helped drag out a civil war, all for the shards it got him. A machine has more warmth.
Do you know a hunter named Nil? He told me about this place.
Nil? That's what he calls himself now. Is he well?
I maybe wouldn't say well.
He was born under a long and dark shadow, but he wasn't a knife without a thought behind it. Like the butchers of the Sun Ring. He had honor, old-fashioned. His time here boiled it to the surface.
So the Karja keep their criminals in this place?
Since the liberation. We've had them all, from thieves to the Mad King Duran's former kestrels. The Sun King believes in the power of change, and sure enough, some did change. Shed their skin, like lizards. I thought all criminals were the same once. That's why the Sun King gave me command of Sunstone Rock. As an education.
Sounds like an honor. I mean, I haven't seen any other women in Karja armor.
No. I'm not one of your sisters. No woman can wear Karja armor. When I was young, I chose to become a soldier. One good enough to join Avad's honor guard. There was talk about what I was. So I'd say, test me, and I'll break your arm. After enough arms had been broken, there was less talk.
I'm curious, but I'd rather we didn't have to start fighting.
Agreed.
So you want these prisoners brought back?
No. I want them put in the earth. I doubt they'll give you any choice. They had their chance with the Sun King's generosity, So now they face mine. A bounty on all their heads. Ulia of the Tanakh, Razgrund of the Oseram, and the traitor Gavan.
If I did this for you, I'd need a lead on them.
Well, when Ulia first swept through the Sundom, it was with the jungle bandits. I say she'll go back. Razgrund we pulled out of a crack in Dusk Mesa, where he'd been tinkering with his bombs. And Gavan will be trying to pay his way across the lake. I'd burn my palm on it. Look in Bright Market.
Ooh, I'm pretty sure the guy just behind Geneva completely disappeared.
I'm awake.
But yeah, just like the Warden once, seems that a bunch of criminals have escaped from Sunstone after the attacks by the behemoths. So first off, we're actually going to go right back to the bandit camp that we were just at.
Okay, I already got rid of the bandits. I don't think it'll be hard to find this warrior.
So Ulia she's interesting. I'd say it's a bit weirder if you clear out the bandits, because she's not just one of them with the bandits. So she's definitely going to stick out a little bit more. I would say fighting her is a little wonky. But, we'll see.
On a great machine. Which of you has a place in the stories of my skin? Who will fight? You could not defend your home against a single warrior? What should I make of that? Do you know, the bandits would fight each other to determine the strongest. I don't like the smell of you. You have weak blood. Yeah.
Come on,
I told you they would come! Drive her into the dirt!
Ulia, where are you going? So Uli is a little dumb, I guess. So much like fighting Nil, she's susceptible to pretty much everything. But she still sort of catches me off guard with how quickly she just goes down. Well, that's it for her.
No way we could have talked about this, huh?
All the Kaja did was talk. Talk and bleed. Talk and shackle me. And you fought like a Tanakh. I'd have taken you for my child.
You can't just take a child.
The strong take from the weak. And in the taking, I'm made stronger. These stories pricked into my skin. Look. Children, riches, lives, and land. All of these have been mine. Drink of my blood, and they'll live on.
No, Ulia. I've got enough stories to carry.
Well, it seems the stories of the Tanakh being cannibals are probably definitely true. But that's one down. 2 more to go.
That Oseram gear suits you.
Next up, we're gonna go after Razgrund, and he has a, probably an equally as interesting encounter, but for more intended reasons. Seems he's made his home next to a bunch of dead, Deathbringers. So that's not spooky. So it appears this is the mesa that they pulled him out of, and being an Oseram, he's a bit of a tinkerer. And what he tinkers with, well, it's a little explosive. But we can already see him just standing up there. He is just waiting for us at this point.
Ho there! I thought they'd send soldiers. The mighty Karja Empire must be more strapped than I thought. How sad. No matter, bounty hunters die like the rest. Welcome to my ravine of death.
Are you serious?
Sadist, murderer, trap maker. All these things. That's why they put me in that stinking hole. I'm curious. I don't suppose those behemoths I called to the prison killed Geneva.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. That's why I have my toys. To distract me from the pain.
So Rosgrund isn't much of a fighter, and if you try to snipe him from afar, he's immune.
Careful now. Don't slip.
And he's gonna try to shit-talk us the entire time. So I like that this is not, I wouldn't say a puzzle, but you have to be careful traversing this path. Because there are explosives hidden everywhere.
Not yet, little acrobat. Whoopsie!
Well, at least someone's having fun. Now, the hardest part about this is just finding the handholds that it wants you to find, because sometimes the game isn't really clear on where you're supposed to go. Because, wow, he is not close to here. Thankfully, though, our bow does have pretty good range. So we're just gonna take out a bunch of these bombs before we even get close.
But you're not on fire yet. Persistent, aren't you?
So trying to get up onto one of these rocks so I can just shoot the bombs a lot more easily is, for some reason, it can be a little finicky here. So yeah, Rosgrund is completely invincible, mostly because they want you to have a certain end experience to this little encounter. So we'll just make our way up to the little mesa island that he's on. And this is also a case of where Aloy has some pretty weird ledge holding mechanics. As I did not want her to do that at all. So we're just gonna climb right back up and try that again, hopefully with better results.
You got me. No more traps. Tell Geneva I'll be a good boy from now on.
You expect me to believe that? What's in your hand?
Oh, this? Well, just a little... Oops.
I guess he died doing what he loved.
Exploding? I mean, sure, that's literally what just happened, but I guess he wasn't gonna go back alive? So that's 2 down. We can actually just leave right now. There's no real reason to stay. I just want to see if Rosgrund is actually still there. And, no. All that's left is just a burning pile. There is nothing to search through, so we're gonna get out of here before we set off any more explosives. So, like Geneva told us, we are at Bright Market looking for our last target, Gavan. And it seems Bright Market does not want mounts anywhere fucking near it.
If this Gavan came through here, the inn seems like a good place to start
Because
asking.
he failed to kill the Sun King doesn't mean he's any less guilty. He should pay.
As the sun is my witness, never had a Nora in my house.
What about a man named Gavan?
No. Can't say I've heard that name. But we're a trading town. Get a lot of people through.
All kinds, I'm sure. Like ones who don't want to be followed.
I never heard of your Gavan. If he's trouble, well, can't say I'm sorry. Now, I've things to be doing, Nora girl, if you don't mind.
Well, he wasn't suspicious at all. Time to take a look around.
Maybe don't tell the guy to his face that he is suspicious. Not that I don't agree with you, because that was one weird conversation.
Crazy Osram tried to
But we don't have to look very far to find the trail.
Hello, Gavan. You wouldn't have gotten us off without help. But you didn't make for the harbor. And you didn't go alone.
Well, it is very possible that Gavan's plans maybe didn't go as planned. Because we are heading directly out of Bright Market, which is probably not what he would have wanted if he's trying to, like, cross the lake. So, just coming through.
Let's see you catch us.
Yeah, let's not.
So did Gavan find his friends and his enemies? Suppose they're all the same to me. Looks like they weren't happy to see him back.
Don't you pass out, Gavan. I'm not done with you. If you can break out of Sunstone Rock, you can take a bit of knife play, can't you? You didn't break out. You're a snitch. Come to bring Meridian down on us. This is my operation now, so I have to make a show of you.
So it seems like Gavan has some wonderful friends, or at least ex-friends. Seems like they all ran together, but once Gavan was taken out of the picture, they didn't want him back.
Hey! Friend of yours, Gavan?
So this guy has a very familiar weapon. We actually just saw it with Zaid in the last episode. Unfortunately, no real excuse to use it this time either.
They sent you to take me back to Sunstone?
Not to take you back.
Huh. Well, Hashiv's done your job for you.
Geneva said you were a smuggler, only for the shards. Is that true?
I could tell you anything. A sick mother, or I did it for the poor children.
But you'd be lying.
In the year I spent in the cage, all I regretted was killing that guard. Because it got me caught. You can take that back to Sunstone Rock.
Well, what a lovely conversation. So, about that weapon. I'm not leaving here without firing a few off.
I'll take this.
Wow. They really just don't stop if you fire them straight up. Oh well, at least they look like fireworks in the night sky. And I'm sure Geneva's going to be happy that we at least took care of all the criminals for him, even though 2 of them kind of died on their own, sort of?
Your aid to the Karja Sundom in these times of strife is appreciated. That's the official response. I'd say... I can tell you've done the work by the look on your face.
2 of them got themselves killed. The other... welcome to fight to the end.
They would have found death with or without you. Taken others with them.
That's what I told myself.
Smart girl. Doubt we'll meet again, so... go in light.
It's always the ones you least expect that cause you trouble.
Justice is a heavy sword. You've got a strong arm.
I bet those traitorous Oseram will just conveniently lose Derval and transport to Mainspring.
So that's actually it for Sunstone Rock, and though Geneva was pretty sure we weren't going to see him again, I wouldn't count him out just yet. Though that's not going to be for a long time if we see him again anyway. But for now, we're going to head out and on to Sunfall.